Good afternoon and welcome to Ragsdale Field at Burger King Stadium. It's a midweek game here for the Columbus State University Cougars as the Wolves of West Georgia have rolled into town here to take on a CSU this afternoon. We welcome everyone who's joining us here on Cougar Sports TV. It's our YouTube channel. It's been a while since we've been here on YouTube. Facebook apparently is down across the world. How about that? Facebook, Instagram, a couple other social media apps have all been shut down, so we're coming to you live here from our YouTube channel. We welcome everyone who's joining us here today. I'm Corey Aldis. How about to my left, the man himself, the Hall of Famer, the broadcaster, Scott Miller. It's great to have you on board with us here this afternoon, Scott.
It's great to be here. I was just wandering around in the neighborhood, and all of a sudden I realized there's a ball game, so here I am.
Hey, how about that? You just noticed that there was a game happening, and we let you up into the booth with us to have some fun. It's great to finally have you on board with us here on our Cougar Sports TV channel, so it should be a good game here with the Cougars taking on the Wolves of West Georgia. How about last year when these two teams met? It was quite a difference because West Georgia at the time, remember when we had the first game against West Georgia, they were actually 10-0 at the time, undefeated and a top 10 ranked team in the nation. Cougars, as we all know, came into the season ranked third in the nation but have fallen out of the top 25, but this should still be a real good matchup between these two.
Well, trying to bounce back from a weekend that was disappointing in conference play, losing 2 out of 3 at North Carolina Pembroke.
Yeah, that was a tough one for the Cougars. You had been following along. I was watching it as well. And, you know, Columbus State, they really escaped in that second game, too, because they got a game-ending double play that almost allowed UNC Pembroke, if they hadn't turned it, to tie that game up. And it might have gone to extra innings, or they could have walked it off after that. So Cougars obviously happy to come away with at least one win. But the other two games, that was a real impressive showing that weekend from the Braves of UNC Pembroke. Barnes will be the one to lead things off here for West Georgia. It's going to be Brady Barnes, the left fielder, then Brian Dancereau, and then Cade Marlowe, the 1-2-3 for West Georgia. And how about out there on the mound for the Cougars? It's TC Tyler Cadenhead getting the start here for the Cougars. Cadenhead actually made 2 appearances for CSU in those 2 games against West Georgia last year. As you see him behind here in the count, 2-1. He picked up wins in both of them. He came in relief in the first game for CSU when he went 3 1/3, and then he started the second game. So he's got maybe the Wolves' number, and it's good to see him back out there for CSU. 2-2 pitch, got him swinging and struck him out. That's a way to start this game for the Cougars.
Had Barnes out in front on that one.
TC not really a big strikeout guy. He's a guy that will pick up maybe 3-4 strikeouts in his starts, but always nice to see him get things rolling with a strikeout to the leadoff guy in Barnes. Dancereau sends that one deep into left field, and it's going to drop in. He's going to take off for second base. Dane Bullock was the one giving chase out there, and so right after I mentioned the strikeout, Dancereau decides to blast one into left field there for the Wolves.
Jumped on the first pitch, and one hopped it right off the Ragsdale field sign.
Well, that brings Cade Marlowe to the plate, and this is one of the best hitters on this Wolves roster. How about he's hitting .347 so far through 20 games for West Georgia. Got 13 RBIs and 8 extra base hits this season. Caden had taken his time. Called strike there.
West Georgia and Columbus State, longtime rivals.
Trying to lay down the bunt. That was a great placement right there, and almost beating it out, and he does, down the first base line. Laying down the bunt, moving the runner over to third base. And Cade Marlowe is going to be over there on first for the Wolves. So the double from Dancereau, and then Marlowe moves him over to third base. Still only one down, but runners on the corners.
These two schools for years in the same conference way back when, the South Atlantic Conference, and were really big rivals then. West Georgia and Valdosta State, probably the two biggest rivals back in those days.
Yeah, it's fun watching these two teams go up against each other. You know, they kind of split that 1-1 where they'll play the home game, then they'll return for the other one, and these are two schools that really go at it when they square off against each other, even though they're non-conference opponents. Runners on the corners, one down here as Cadenhead again tries to go back to first base. Marlowe's someone that steals a lot of bases for the Wolves. 11 stolen bases already this season. That's more than anyone on this CSU roster. Logan Taylor sends that one foul down the third base line. Taylor, the first baseman, the senior out of Roanoke, Alabama. Played for the Wolves last year, but he came up to West Georgia. He was one of their transfers coming up from Marion Military, and there's a lot of transfers on this West Georgia roster. Some from even in town, a couple of Chattahoochee Valley transfers as well. Right now they're paying a lot of attention over there to first base. Don't want to put two in scoring position. The 1-1 pitch, and Marlowe taking off for second base. The throw not going to be there in time. A little one hopper, and Marlowe's going to slide in safely. So he picks up his 12th stolen base this season, and now two on in scoring position for the Wolves.
Dancereau at third gave it a look, but just in case the throw got away, he could have gone toward the plate.
The 2-1 pitch to Taylor, misses there, 3-1. So Tyler Cadenhead, the one out there on the mound for the Cougars, as he comes into this game with a 6.75 ERA. He's making his fifth start this season. Originally had been deemed as one of the weekend starters. After a couple of rough starts to get things going, Coach Appleton and company moved him on over to be one of the midweek guys, as that one's lifted just over the glove of Kendall Ford at short. It's going to hit the gap in left center. Extra bases. 2 runs are going to score. Wolves out in front early in this one, 2-0.
Kendall just couldn't quite get to it, just over the tip of his glove and into the gap.
You know, he's extremely athletic, but standing at 5'8", that's a little tough to try to reach that one. That one just went over his glove. So 2-0 West Georgia here on the top of the first. Things started almost perfectly, getting that strikeout to open things up, but since then the Wolves have reeled off 3 hits in a row. Two doubles and a single. As a called strike there to Haywood. Haywood, the one at the plate right now. Those from around here in Columbus, Georgia, very familiar with him. Drew Haywood from Columbus. He went over to East Georgia State to open up his collegiate career and has now made his way over to West Georgia.
Tyler has really slowed down here, too.
He was cruising to get things rolling, but the 3 straight hits. Now another runner in scoring position with the Cougars already down 2-0. That one's grounded up the middle towards Grant Berry, who had to slide over and make the grab. A nice diving play there by Berry at second base.
Really nice play by Grant, saved another run. He's more comfortable over there at second base.
I know that he's said numerous times he'll play wherever, short, second base, wherever Coach Appleton wants to put him. And they started him over at short, as he had done last year when he was replacing Evans.
And he did a nice job replacing him over there. I mean, he made some plays in the postseason that were just outstanding over there.
It was always great to watch him, go to his knees or make a diving play and then start one of those double plays, one of those 6-4-3 double plays that became so routine for CSU last year. There's the freshman getting a hopper there and then the throw on over to first base. So West Georgia putting 2 runs on the board here in this opening top of the first. They've got the lead here on Cougar Sports TV.
Choosing the right college can be a challenge. Does it offer degrees suited to your career goals? Are emerging fields of study more your interest, like cybersecurity, gaming, or environmental science? What about extracurricular activities, such as campus life, study abroad, or honors? Are scholarships and financial assistance available? Columbus State University has always been one of the most affordable colleges in Georgia. Now it's also one of the fastest growing. When you ask the right questions, you'll find out why CSU should be.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro. That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
A smile is the best thing you can wear. At Cook Dental Care, we have a smile for you. We believe in creating a dental experience for each patient that demonstrates kindness, professionalism, and knowledgeable service.
También tenemos un equipo bilingüe listo para ayudarle y cuidarle.
Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome.
Good morning.
Hi.
How you doing today?
For your family's dental care, visit us at cookdentalcare.com or call 706-689-2905. Again, that number is 706-689-2905. I am Dr. Kathy Cook, and I'm the official dentist of CSU Athletics. At Cook Dental Care, we provide dental dentistry for the entire family.
Dr. Cook,
Yes.
you have a patient in room 3.
Okay, thank you.
I knew that.
Back here at Ragsdale Field, West Georgia with the 2-0 lead after plating 2 runs in the top of the first, thanks to 3 straight hits by the Wolves, 2 doubles and a single, before Tyler Cadenhead got a couple of ground outs. Kendall Ford will lead things off here for the Cougars in the bottom of the first as he looks at a ball to start this at bat.
Was in the dugout before the game, and Kendall's new shoes were quite the subject.
Oh, he's got new shoes on today? He's got new shoes, and guess what? A new walk-up song as well. He switched up his walk-up song for today, so maybe he's got some new vibes happening for the Cougars as the senior hitting .278 so far in the leadoff position for CSU this year.
Silver shoes, gold cleats.
You got to get a little gold action there on the cleats. 1-1 the count. That one's fouled off. Sawyer Steele, the pitcher for West Georgia, the junior from Noonan, coming in with a .486 ERA this season for the Wolves. But he's actually making his first start this year for West Georgia. He's made 5 appearances so far. He's gone 9 2/3 while giving up 5 earned. One and two the count here to Ford. That one was coming around, and Ford fouls that one off.
Boy, he hung a curveball there, and it was a little too high and inside, and Kendall out in front of it. Steele played his junior college ball at Chattahoochee Valley.
Yeah, one of the Chattahoochee Valley transfers. You know, CSU, as you're well aware of, gets a lot of transfers up there from Chattahoochee Valley throughout their sports. Baseball, basketball, as Ford fouls that one back. It's one of those breeding grounds for future Cougars. One and two the count here to the leadoff man, and Ford. As that one's grounded up the middle, and Ford's got a lot of speed. Even if he was to snag that one, Ford was going to be there safely on first base. So a nice leadoff hit here for the Cougars.
Now batting number 7, Kirkwood.
Kendall Ford had really struggled against UNC Pembroke. Went just 3 for 14 in that series. But you know, once he gets on the base pass, that he can end up doing a lot of damage. 8 stolen bases already this season for the Cougars. He's the team leader in stolen bases. Over there on first base, Garrett Kirkwood at the plate, and he skies that one. First pitch swinging to the right fielder. Easy out to make there for Posky. Robert Brooks up at the plate now for the Cougars. The catcher from Marietta. And boy, this was a guy that was on an absolute tear to open up the season. He had played through 10 games, approaching 15 games actually, and he was still hitting over 500. As Ford is taking off for second base, that's going to be a close play, and he's going to be tagged out. What a throw from behind the dish there by Griffith as they nail Ford taking off for second base.
A quick release. The throw wasn't even down on the bag. It was up, and they had to come down with the tag, but the release was so quick and the throw so strong, got him.
That's the 4th time this season that Ford has been caught stealing. You know, the Cougars really love to take off for their bases, trying to pick up steals. They've already been caught 12 times now this season. They've got roughly about a 60% average when they're taking off to attempt a stolen bag. Not quite what we've seen in past years by the Cougars.
Brooks, since coming here out of high school last year, he has been nothing but a hitting machine.
He's so fun to watch. Plays with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. As he looks at a strike called there, he was about to put the bat down. He always has fun with the umpires as well. What you got to do if you're a catcher, right? He tries to play nice with them to, you know, maybe give the Cougars a little bit of an advantage.
He's definitely chatty with them. He's a good guy.
He's a lot of fun to have on this roster. The 3-1 pitch called strike there. So great job here by Steele. Behind 3-0, he's worked himself back to a full count. Brooks looking to hit his way out of a little mini slump that he's in right now. The 3-2 pitch. He's going to look at ball 4 there a little high and walk on over to first base. Well, I mentioned that Kendall Ford is a new walk-up song. Guess what? Frank Wager wanted to switch his walk-up song as well. So some of the guys out there are trying to find some new vibes here.
After a tough weekend, switch up the music.
I guess so.
May not help, but it can't hurt.
Frank Wager, that one into right field. It looks like it's going to go foul, though, as Boy, he skied that one. That was going to be a moonshot there, and that would have been perfect had that one actually gone out right there on switching his walk-up song.
Frank with a little smile on his face there. He just missed it. He got out in front of it and just skied it a mile high.
Would have been his 4th home run this season. He's sitting on 3 with the team lead at 23 RBIs. Steele's going to have to rethink some things now up there on the mound as he delivers the ball inside to make it 1-1. Yeah, you mentioned the struggle that Wager had against UNC Pembroke. Over the last 2 series, Wager is a combined just 4 of 21 from the plate. One again inside, 2-1.
You know, and that's the thing about baseball. It's such a long season that everybody, players and teams, are going to go through slumps, a little down periods, and it's how quickly can you get yourself out of that, and how are you consistently across the board over the long stretch of a long season.
So true. Plenty of players jump off, and the reverse is true as well, where you jump off to a hot start and then you tend to cool off. It's about being able to maintain that, as you mentioned, throughout the course of a long season. Cougars right now 19 games deep. This one their 20th of the season, 13-6 overall, 4-2 inside the Peach Belt Conference. Even count, 2-2, 2 down. Brooks, the one over at first. Steele delivers, and he got Wager swinging there. Great pitch delivered by Sawyer Steele to get the strikeout on Wager. 2-0 remains the score after 1 here on Cougar Sports TV.
There was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Don't you worry, my child. Everything's gonna be just fine. Little darling, you keep on walking, 'cause I ain't never gonna leave your side.
As kids fall in love with sports, our universities are working every day to keep college sports safe, so you can watch them play with a little less worry and a little more joy.
As Division II student athletes, we are committed to being our best.
Division II National SAC is proud to partner with the Sports Science Institute to play a role in the cardiac safety and health of student athletes.
Although many student athletes with heart conditions live healthy, active lives, up to 10 NCAA student athletes die each year of sudden cardiac death during athletic activities.
The facts are that immediate delivery of CPR and AED saves lives, so everyone should be CPR and AED trained. Please join us in this important initiative. Make it yours.
Back here at Ragsdale Field as we start the top of the 2nd inning with Cadenhead delivering a ball. 2-0 the score. West Georgia jumped out in front. Back-to-back-to-back base knocks for the Wolves. Gave them a 2-0 lead. Cadenhead starting the 2nd inning of work with Tucker Breen, the leadoff hitter. It'll be Breen, Dan Oberst, and then Lane Griffith, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters here in the 2nd.
I mentioned these two teams used to compete against each other in the South Atlantic Conference. Huge rivals along with Valdosta. Augusta was in there, Armstrong.
That was You're dating myself a little bit there. Just a couple of years ago, huh?
It was a few years ago. Back then, their nickname, not the Wolves, it was the Braves.
The West Georgia Braves. That one hit in the shallow center, but racing up there to make the grab was Kirkwood.
Good jump on that ball by Garrett.
You always feel secure out there in the outfield when you've got players like Kirkwood and Webb, ones that were here last year for CSU, have already made some fantastic defensive plays. Webb, by the way, he's thrown out a couple of players at the plate. Already he's got 3 outfield assists, as that one's chopped deep in the hole to Kendall Ford, who's going to make the long throw over the first. So TC got the quick opening out before giving up 3 straight hits, but then he picked up a couple of ground outs, and he's got 2 real quick outs here in the top of the second.
It's a beautiful day if we could just get the pollen out of here, but that won't happen until, seems like August probably.
Yeah, I walked out to my car to head on over for lunch, and I had to turn my windshield wipers on. No, there's no clouds out here. No. It's sunny. It's 76 degrees, by the way, here in Columbus, Georgia. 76 on this, 13th day of March. But yeah, it was, my windshield was just yellow.
And all that pollen arrived early this year, too, which is always a treat for those of us who suffer with allergies, like me.
My apologies to you and to everyone else out there.
Allergies not bother you?
No. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I
think I speak for a lot of people out there. We hate you.
Yep, That makes sense. That's all right. My wife says the exact same thing. Yeah, it's just never affected me. And people said, well, once you move down here to Georgia, when I first came down here, you've got to be ready because there's all sorts of different things allergies that can pop up, as that one's hit down the third baseline, just past a diving McDade, and taking off for second is Griffith, and he's going to get there just in time.
Just steered it between the bag and McDade down there. Good strong throw from Bullock, but the catcher just got in there.
So that's 3 doubles already by the Wolves in the first 2 innings. Dansereau, Taylor, and now Griffith. We have the top of the lineup coming back around already with Barnes. Barnes was the one that struck out in his first at-bat, his 12th strikeout this season. Redshirt sophomore hitting .294 so far this year for the Wolves. But he's got a runner over there in scoring position on second. Two down, runner on second, 0-1 the count. Caden Head delivers a swinging strike there.
Wind has died down a little bit from what it was earlier today and during batting practice even.
Yeah, not much blowing out there in right center. But on some of these day games, we see that ball tend to just pop. And swinging and missing there for the second time. That's a great pitch. It was going to be a ball, but a great delivery there by Caden Head to get the second strikeout of Barnes in this game. So he strands a runner over on second base. Cougars will be up to bat after this.
Choosing the right college can be a challenge. Does it offer degrees suited to your career goals? Are emerging fields of study more your interest, like cybersecurity, gaming, or environmental science? What about extracurricular activities, such as campus life, study abroad, or honors? Are scholarships and financial assistance available? Columbus State University has always been one of the most affordable colleges in Georgia. Now it's also one of the fastest growing. When you ask the right questions, you'll find out why CSU should be.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro. That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
A smile is the best thing you can wear. At Cook Dental Care, we have a smile for you. We believe in creating a dental experience for each patient that demonstrates kindness, professionalism, and knowledgeable service.
También tenemos un equipo bilingüe listo para ayudarle y cuidarle.
Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome.
Good morning.
Hi.
How you doing today?
For your family's dental care, visit us at cookdentalcare.com or call 706-689-2905. Again, that number is 706-689-2905. I am Dr. Kathy Cook, and I'm the official dentist of CSU Athletics. At Cook Dental Care, we provide dental dentistry for the entire family.
Back here at Ragsdale Field as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Cougar is trailing by 2. Dane Bullock, the one to lead things off here for CSU. Bullock, Brown, and Berry. Maybe the killer bees out there. As Bullock rips one into left field. That one's carried towards the warning track, and out it goes for a solo home run. Dane Bullock gets it done for the Cougars.
Good call on the killer bees. Just steered it inside the foul pole.
I saw you waving that one in. Stay fair, stay fair. It did. Home run number 5 this season for the junior from Fayetteville.
Now batting number 14, Chase Brown.
Well, that's a way to start the bottom of the second inning here for the Cougars. Dane Bullock, by the way, going into that UNC Pembroke series, he had a home run right before that series started against Augusta, had one against UNCP, so he had back-to-back games with home runs, had 2 home runs in his last 4, so tack on another one. His bat is starting to heat up.
Cougars will hit the road again this weekend for conference play. Will be at Lander for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday games.
The road has been something that's been a little bit scary here for the Cougars to start their season. They're 11-2 here at Ragsdale Field. They've won 10 in a row here at home. But so far this season, just 2-4 on the road. It's been a little bit of a different story for the Cougars away from home. Brown in a 2-1 count. Steele got away with one against Wager, didn't against Bullock as Brown looks at a strike. 2-2. Full count.
Wind has now picked up, blowing straight out to right.
Brown this season hitting .283, a 3-2 count. The pitch there. Oh, they ring him up. It looked like it stayed outside. Brown was already walking over to first base.
Wow.
He was not happy about that one. That one didn't look like it came back around.
I had already looked down to right walk on my score sheet.
You were a little surprised when I was saying that he was walking back to the dugout.
Strike zone, dugout to dugout there. That did look very wide. That's a curveball that just never got back in.
Should have been his 17th walk drawn this season. By the way, Brown, one of the leaders in the entire Peach Belt Conference in walks drawn, and he's got an OBP this season of 470 for the Cougars. He just continually finds ways to get on the base paths. Called strike there to Barry. Middle of this lineup with Bullock, Brown, and Barry. All three guys that can just find ways to churn out hits. But Barry pops that one up, and the left fielder, Barnes, is going to be there for the out.
Now batting.
Speaking of the ability to get on base, the guy at the plate right now, the freshman Matthew McDade, what a start he's having to his collegiate career. The freshman out of Cape Coral, Florida. Hitting .368 so far this season. He's 9th in the entire Peach Belt Conference in batting average.
Not supposed to be that easy, is it?
Whew, yeah. Apparently it is. As he hits a single, little bloop there that dies in right center. Once again, McDade finds a way to get on first base.
Now batting, number 11, Drew Webb.
He had a little bit of a slow start to his career, McDade, as he wasn't able to get anything going in his first 3 games. You know, he started his collegiate career 0 of 9 through his first 3-game series against West Alabama. He just couldn't get anything going. He was struggling at the plate, and then all of a sudden, he's been on an absolute tear since then. See if that can start a little 2-out rally here for the Cougars. McDade on first, Drew Webb, the one at the plate. You're going to hear me keep saying this. It's not a deja vu, but Drew Webb, another guy that decided to change his walk-up song. But you might be familiar with it if you're a Cougar fan, because if you heard it, it was the exact same one that he had last season. So he's going back to last year's vibes.
I think that's a good thing. Last year's a pretty good vibe.
Yeah, of course. You're not going to be upset about that.
I knew that sounded familiar.
2-0 the count. Webb has turned it on as of late. He started the season hitting just 193 at the plate. I remember talking with him, and he's going through a little slump, and just kept mentioning that everyone around him has been telling him to just keep doing what you're doing, ride it out. As you've mentioned, the waves come and go in baseball. It's a long season. And since then, he's been hitting well over 350, approaching 400 territory, and well, he's busted out in a big way. Three and 1 the count. McDade on first. Webb lifts that one into left field, tracking back towards the wall, and Drew Webb, get out of here. Webb, his 3rd home run this season.
Not much doubt about that one, right in the gap, and Barnes went back as far as he could go, and all he could do is look up and watch it sail out of there.
Drew Webb for the Cougars gives them their first lead of the game at 3-2 with the 2-run home run.
Drew, the former Brookstone Cougar, played for Coach Vince Massey, who not only played here at CSU, but he was Coach Appleton's assistant coach for a few years and on the national championship team, as a matter of fact.
Things have gotten away from Sawyer Steele here in the bottom of the second. CSU grabbing their first lead at 3-2.
There's a right-hander up in the Wolves bullpen.
Oh, we've already got action down there. 1-0 pitch. Ford looks at a strike. Well, talk about Drew Webb busting out of that slump. Another home run. He had one early on in the season in that opening series. The other two have come in the past couple of series here for Drew Webb. One and two the count, 2 down. Cougars in front, 3-2. Ford grabbed a single in his first at-bat to lead things off for CSU in the bottom of the first, but ended up being thrown out trying to take second base. So that one's fouled back.
Got that one right in on his hands. Just able to fight it off.
Umpire saying 1-2 is the count as they get that fixed up there on the scoreboard. 2 down for Ford. So he got underneath that one and just pops it right up to the pitcher. Steele gets the third out, but not before he gives up a 3 spot. A crooked number for the Cougars. 2 home runs there in the bottom of the second to take the 3-2 lead.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Don't you worry, my child. Everything's gonna be just fine. Little darling, you keep on walking, 'cause I ain't never gonna leave your side.
As kids fall in love with sports, our universities are working every day to keep college sports safe, so you can watch them play with a little less worry and a little more joy.
As Division II student athletes, we are committed to being our best.
Division II National SAC is proud to partner with the Sports Science.
3-2, the Cougars are in front as we head to the top of the third. 2 home runs for CSU in the bottom of the second. Home runs number 17 and 18 overall as a team this season. Dantzberg rips that one foul to start.
First time up, he also jumped on the first pitch, but he kept it fair for a double.
See what TC can do this inning for CSU as they now have the 1-run lead.
Well, this is where you want a shutdown inning from your pitcher. Your teammates have just given you the lead, and get them out and get them back up to the plate.
1-1 pitch, 2-1. Now 3-1. Cadenhead with 2 strikeouts today, both of them coming from the leadoff hitter and Brady Barnes. The 3-1 pitch, missed there, and we have a leadoff walk. Oh, there's been a runner on the base paths now in all 3 innings for the Wolves. Doesn't get any easier now with your 3-hole hitter and Cade Marlowe up at the plate.
This is Tyler's first walk. Couple of strikeouts.
Dancereau only once stolen base so far this season, although snagged 10 of them last year. West Georgia with 20 stolen bases in just 24 attempts so far this season. The 0-1 pitch, Marlowe swinging, he's behind 0-2. Cade Marlowe from Tifton, Georgia. He was a great player in the GSC last season for the Wolves. One of the leaders in batting average inside the entire conference. He had 366 last year for West Georgia, and well, he picks up another base hit. 2 now on the afternoon here for Cade Marlowe.
So Tyler back in the soup again. First and third, and nobody out.
Well, right after you took the lead, too. As you see, Bullpen actually warming up for the Cougars. So both bullpens have already gotten some early action here at Ragsdale Field. We're only in the top of the third. 9 combined hits, 5 runs. And West Georgia right now threatening with runners on the corners and no outs. Taylor, the one at the plate, already ripped a double in his first at-bat. By the way, he leads the team in doubles. He's got 9 doubles already this season.
Drove in both of their runs with that first inning double.
Marlowe taking off for second base. This is exactly what happened the first time around, and Ford fell asleep there. The throw to the plate not in time as a run is going to slide in. Dancereau, a heads-up play there from third base. I think Ford just kind of lost sight of what was happening there.
Throw was not a good one. He tried to scoop it and popped out of his glove, and it just kind of sat there for a while, and by the time he picked it up and made the throw home, he was in easily.
Great read there by Dancereau on the base paths to come on home, and this one's all tied up at 3 apiece. That one popped up as Kendall Ford will track into left field, backpedaling, and makes the grab as Dane Bullock was charging in as well. Good out recorded there by Kendall Ford in left field.
On that pitch, Marlowe was halfway to third by the time the ball got to the plate.
Yeah, he had to backtrack real quickly there. Taylor was also trying to call time, and the ump didn't grant it to him right before that pitch was being delivered. Worked out for the Cougars, though, as Marlowe had to go back to second, and they get an out. Drew Haywood, the one up at the plate after those 3 consecutive hits in the opening inning. He's the one that grounded out deep in the hole, taking off for third base, and easily sliding in there is Marlowe. That's stolen base number 3 already. We're on the top of the third for Marlowe, who has 3 stolen bases in this game.
He stole that on Tyler. He had a huge jump. The throw was not a good one, but got the great jump on him.
Yeah, not much that Brooks could do about that one. So he's picked up stolen bases 12, 13, and 14 this season. Marlowe now 90 feet away from giving the Wolves lead, and that's all he needed, because even though it's a ground out to Kendall Ford, it's an RBI ground out as the Wolves reclaim the lead at 4-3.
Small ball gets another run in.
Now batting, number 6, Nick Hosky.
Yeah, they get a run there on when Marlowe originally took off for second base, as the ball was just hanging out there in the dirt. And then Marlowe takes off for third and ends up coming home on the RBI ground out. So a 2-for-2 day with a run and 3 stolen bases already for Marlowe.
He's approaching a week, isn't he? With those numbers.
Yeah.
At least a series.
One and one the count. Posky, the one at the plate. He grounded out to end the bottom or the top of the first inning. Getting ahead with a 2-1 count. Base is empty right now with 2 down. Make it 3-1. Posky's been struggling this season for the Wolves, hitting just 143 at the plate. Got a full count. Payoff pitch here from Caden Head, rings him up. Posky tried to sell it as he wanted to walk on down the first base, but Caden Head picks up his 3rd strikeout of the game, but the Wolves back in front, 4-3.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
These are your teams, your players, your community of fans. This is where they play, where they practice, where you cheer. At every meet, every event, every game. Your community is passionate, dedicated, supportive. You know the tension of a close game and the thrill of the win. So while you're cheering, keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
4-3 the score as we come back here on Cougar Sports TV. Corey Aldis, Scott Miller, bringing you the action here of the Columbus State University Cougars, led by Coach Appleton in his 22nd season at the helm for CSU. He picked up his 900th win overall in his career at the very beginning of this season, and he's fast approaching win number 800, by the way, here at Columbus State. He came into this season with 772 Cougar victories throughout his career, so 28 shy of reaching the 800 mark, and he's about halfway there right now.
It's a tremendous amount of wins.
Called strike there to Kirkwood to make it 2-1. Coach Appleton has been an incredible coach here for the Cougars, and he's had his trusty assistants by his side through most of it, and Patrick Collins and Sammy Stiers, as that check swing goes foul.
And I think that's one of the reasons that CSU has been so consistently good, because the staff has remained intact. As you said, just an outstanding staff, and what they do works, and it's worked well for a long time.
Certainly makes things a lot easier when you've got consistency in your head coaching staff year in and year out. 2-2 the count. That one misses high, full count.
Greg is very modest. When you talk about the number of wins he has, he usually says, that just means I've been around a long time. But there are some people that are around a long time and they still don't approach the number of wins that he has.
That's a great point right there. The payoff pitch as Kirkwood gets underneath that one into right field. Polsky is there for the Wolves to make the first out. You can be around a long time and not win games, but Coach Appleton has done the opposite, because he's only got 410 losses compared to the 772 wins. Robert Brooks drew a walk in his first plate appearance. Up here for the second time this afternoon as he fouls that one back.
We were talking about the walk-up music earlier, and I know that Robert, as far as walk-up music goes, is glad to get last year behind him and get his own song this year.
So happy that he got to choose his own song. The joys of being a sophomore or anything other than a freshman.
Yeah, the guys choose the songs for the freshmen. They chose a doozy for him last year.
That's right, they did. The ones this year, too, are quite funny as well. We've got some interesting songs out there for our freshmen. So that one goes foul. It's always fun on the opening day at the ballpark, because I try not to know what songs are there, and I try to wait for the freshmen to then realize what their songs are. And then sometimes you'll get a pitcher who comes in relief that I've never even heard of before, who gets his walk-up song, and I'm thrown for a loop here thinking, hey, where's his walk-up song, everyone? And, oh, wait, yeah, that's it. No, girls just want to have fun. Yeah, that's him out there.
That's it.
The 1-2 pitch, 2-2. Sawyer out there for West Georgia, beginning his third inning of work. Now a full count here to Robert Brooks. Cougars gave up 2 runs in the first and third innings. Put up 3 themselves, though. They had a nice offensive inning there in the bottom of the second. So that one's fouled back for Brooks to stay alive. So we'll do the 3-2 pitch again. One down, base is empty here for Brooks. Steele delivers. Brooks got a hold of that one into left field. Back at the wall is Barnes. See you later, Robert Brooks. Home run number 3 this season for the sophomore, as he ties this one back up at 4 apiece.
Home run for the money time for the Cougars today. That's 3, and that's going to be all for Sawyer Steele.
Head coach Skip Fight will come on out there for the Wolves, which means we'll take a quick break here on Cougar Sports TV. A pitching change. Robert Brooks sends the pitcher back to the dugout. 4-4 our score here on Cougar Sports TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Opportunity to me means doing the things that will make you a better future. I always dreamed of graduating from college. So being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed was paying off. Having an athletic scholarship for the University of Mount Olive was key for my success. I had the opportunity to not only get an education, but be able to develop as an individual.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Four to four, our score here on Cougar Sports TV, as Robert Brooks has sent the Wolves into their bullpen. Home run number 3 on the game for the Cougars to tie this one up at 4 apiece. So that does it for Steele, who ends up going 2 1/3, giving up 5 hits, 4 earned, while striking out 2. In his place, Wes Butcher, the senior right-handed pitcher out of Norcross, Georgia, with a 2.19 ERA so far this season. And he gets Frank Wager to pop one up. Well, we know the damage that the guy at the plate now can do for the Cougars. Dane Bullock coming back up there for CSU. Hit his 5th home run this season in his last at-bat as he sends that one foul.
There was a mosquito in this booth that was big enough to throw a saddle on that.
My goodness.
Corey just waved out of here.
That thing was bigger than me. I mean, that's not really saying much, though.
It's not setting the bar very high there, but yeah, but it was big.
I should have went a different direction there. The 0-1 to Bullock, who fouls that one back.
I was a little worried about that mosquito not biting you, but carrying you off.
Yeah. Thinking if it had gotten a hold of me, I was a goner. You'd be flying solo here in the booth. Oh, and 2 the count, 2 down. That one outside. Bullock, one of the new faces for the Cougars this season. Coming to CSU from Gordon State Junior College. The 1-2 misses again. He's been just such a real fun guy to watch at the plate. He He looks like he just has one of those extremely smooth swings where he just drives right through the ball, and it looks easy to him when he's up there at the plate. Got a large stature for the Cougars at 6 feet, 205 pounds. 2-2 the count. 2 down. Oh, that one behind him.
That was so far inside, it was outside. Good thing he didn't back up a little bit. Talked about big stature. Butcher on the mound, 6'2", 215, out of Norcross, Georgia.
Got size everywhere here between these two. A nice matchup between Butcher and Bullock. It's a full count. Base is empty, 2 down. Butcher delivers the payoff, and he got Bullock swinging right through that one. A big strikeout there for Butcher, who just comes out there on the mound. But the Cougars tie it up at 4 apiece thanks to the Robert Brooks home run. We'll head to the 4th on Cougar Sports TV.
NCAA Teamworks is how the NCAA, member schools, student athletes, and corporate champions and partners actively engage in outreach efforts where national championships are played. Through initiatives such as NCAA Community 101 service learning projects, disaster relief efforts, youth clinics, backpack and school supply donations, and support of Special Olympics and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the NCAA and its partners work together to leave a lasting legacy in the community. For more information on NCAA Teamworks, go to ncaa.com/teamworks.
Scott Miller and Corey Aldis back at Ragsdale Field at Burger King Stadium, where we're all tied at 4 as we head to the 4th inning. The Cougars and the Wolves of West Georgia. And a new pitcher for CSU, Trent Grantham, the freshman from right here in Columbus. And he'll face Tucker Breen, the first man up here in the inning. The pitch is high, 4-1. Breen lined out to Garrett Kirkwood in short center, his first time up. And the pitch is hammered into left, going back over the head of Barnes up against the wall. And Breen is going to be in at second with a stand-up double to start the inning. Where the Cougars have lived on the home runs today, the Wolves have lived on the doubles.
Been a double machine so far in this game. That's their 4th double already of the game.
And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Dan Oberst. He grounded to short his first time up. So both sides have already gone to the bullpen. Neither starting pitcher could stand prosperity here today. Gave the leads right back. The pitch is in there for a strike to Oberst. Six hits now for the Wolves. Checks the runner out at second. Breaking ball. Line drive back to Grantham at the mound. Spears it. Throws the second for the double play. Line drive double play from Grantham back to second to double up Breen.
Heads up play there by Grantham. Going right back to second base for the double play. That's a way to turn two. You give the leadoff double up, and all of a sudden you wipe it out.
Oberst hit it right on the nose, but right back at Trent. Here's Lane Griffith, the catcher. He doubled. His First time up. Pitch misses downstairs and away, 1-0.
Sounds like something we've been saying a lot for a lot of these batters. They doubled their first time up.
1-0 fastball misses outside. And the count is 2-0. Brady Barnes is on deck. 2 down, back to the top of the order. The pitch is in there for a called strike. Grantham gets a sign from Brooks, and the 2-1 pitch on the way. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on now. The 2-2 pitch just got a piece of it. He kind of lunged at it to foul it off and stay alive.
Grantham, one of the numerous Columbus products, went to Columbus High, right down the road.
Talk about great baseball tradition. The 2-2 pitch chopped to third. McDade has it, throws, and he got it. So the leadoff double, and Trent Grantham settled down, got the line drive double play, and then the ground out to get out of it. Nothing doing for the Wolves here in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is a 4-4 game.
Path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
Bottom of the 4th inning rolls around here at Ragsdale Field, Burger King Stadium, and the Cougars and the Wolves of West Georgia all tied at 4. Chase Brown, Grant Berry, Matthew McDade due up for CSU here in the 4th inning. They'll be facing Wes Butcher, who came on in relief the last inning.
Now batting number 14, Chase Brown.
Chase Brown was a victim of a called strike that was in danger of ending up in the Columbus dugout. That's how far outside it looked. Breaking ball.
I think it was about to hit him, it looked like.
First pitch misses for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch on the way to the plate, and that missed a little bit somewhere, 2-0. Chase digs back in there, that open stance from the left side of the plate. 2-0 pitch, that's nowhere near, ball 3. Chase, the senior out of Fort Scott, Kansas. Any place named Fort Scott has to be pretty good, right?
That's a great name for a city right there.
The 3-0 is in there for a called strike, 3-1. Butcher gets the sign from Griffith. And the 3-1 pitch. Ground ball, first baseman, backhanded. Taylor flips to Butcher, covering at first, and he got him. Trying to steer it in that hole between first and second, but too close to Taylor at first.
Had that 3-0 count to start for Brown, and a guy that it's kind of surprising because sometimes we think that Brown has a lot of power, and he has that power, but he's a guy that really just hits a whole ton of singles.
He just puts it in play.
He just finds ways to get on base, puts it in play, like you said, and just gets there over on first. But that was a good play there by Taylor.
Here's Grant Berry. He popped to left his first time up, and that one hit him.
Looked like the right thigh there.
So Grant gets on the hard way, or the painful way at the very least.
You can see his dad walk over and take a seat. He's a guy that comes to many of these games here for the Cougars, supporting his son, and he likes to kind of pace back and forth when Grant's up at the plate, and I watched him just pace and then take a seat after his son got hit.
Here's Matthew McDade, the third baseman. He singled his first time up. Swing and a miss. Matthew, the freshman, looking down, getting the signs from Coach Patrick Collins in the third base box. Got his lucky, his lucky red hoodie on out there, even though it's 76 degrees. Fastball stayed high.
When it works, keeps it on. He's not one to go against what's working at the moment. We were well aware of that last year when he kept re-wearing the same jacket over and over. I think I remember him taking off one of the jackets one time, and they ended up losing, so we swore he would never do that again.
1-1 pitch. Fouled it over toward Patrick. Makes the play over there. 1-2. Well, as I always say, things like that may not help, but it certainly can't hurt. Lucky spots included. Berry gets his lead over at first. Pitch misses, throw back to first, and Grant is back easily. Two and two now on Matthew. Berry inching off a little more at first. 2-2 pitch in the dirt, gets away. Berry's going to go to second without a throw on the wild pitch.
Nice job there by Berry to read that one in the dirt, and it got away from Griffith. He was easily able to just trot on over, put himself in scoring position for a guy that's at the plate that continues to pick up hit after hit. This is a great opportunity here for the Cougars.
Chance to jump back on top. Check of the runner. Checks him again, and the 3-2 pitch. Fouled it off over toward the Cougar dugout. .330 down the lines here, 4:03 to Deadaway Center. Gorgeous field that has seen a lot of rain early in the year.
You can tell by some of the grass out there. Saw our yard guy Bob out there on the field working on it today.
3-2, fouled it off. Boy, he just missed that one, fouled it straight back, had a good cut at it. Kind of a technology throwback Wednesday for Cougar Sports TV. We're on the YouTube channel today because Facebook has been down. Can the world continue?
I don't know if they can survive. I thought everything was going to get shut down. Thought we were all just going to go home. No game today.
Checks the runner at second. Long look back there, and the payoff pitch on the way again in the dirt for ball 4. Nice job by Griffith sliding out to keep that ball in front of him and to keep Berry at second.
Now batting number 11, Drew Webb.
Here's Drew Webb. He hit a long home run his first time up over the left center field wall. A 2-run shot in a 3-run second inning. All the Cougar runs have scored on home runs. We'll take another one, Drew. First and second and one down. Butcher very deliberate out there. It takes too long for Drew, and he asked for time, and it's granted by the plate umpire. Checks the runner at second again, and the pitch. There's a first pitch strike.
Webb, not really a guy that you look at the plate and say, yeah, this is a guy that's going to mash it out there. Just 5'11", 170 pounds, but he has some surprise pop to him. Had 7 home runs last year for the Cougars.
Barry leads from second, McDade from first. Butcher checks Barry at second. And the 0-1 pitch, fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike 2. So Butcher ahead in the count now, 0-2. Drew digs back in there from the right side. Check of the runner again. And the 0-2 pitch, trying to check his swing and was able to do so down in the dirt. The breaking ball, 1-2.
That was a tempting pitch right there to swing at if you're Webb. A great job to hold off at the last second, exercise a little bit of patience as he tries to work himself back in this count.
Second baseman Dancerou trying to cheat over toward the bag to keep Grant close to it at second. Butcher checks him out there. And the 1-2 pitch over his head almost threw it to the backstop. 2-2.
You don't want to see Drew get hit, but it's a shame that he's only 5'11", a couple inches more, and that one really got away from Butcher there, similar to the one that was thrown behind one of the Cougars earlier in this game.
And here comes coach out of the dugout for West Georgia. Nobody up in their bullpen. Butcher, the second pitcher of the day for the Wolves. Sawyer Steele started, lasted 2 1/3. Now the plate umpire is going to walk out and try to break up the meeting. And about the time he gets there, the meeting breaks up, and
that's how it normally goes, right?
Yep, we'll be ready to go again.
Butcher, a guy that led the team last year for West Georgia in appearances. He had 20 appearances, 15 of them out of the bullpen. He's already making his 7th appearance so far this season in relief.
It's a 4-4 game as we play in the bottom of the 4th. 1 down, Cougars with runners at first and second, and a 2-2 count on Drew Webb. Butcher to the belt, to the plate, low and outside, 3-2. Kendall Ford, top of the order, waiting on deck. Drew Webb digs back in there. Long look in for Butcher. Checks Barry at second again. Comes set and to the plate. High and inside for ball 4. And the bases are loaded with 1 out. That one was nowhere near. So a 1 out hit batter and back-to-back walks. Grant Barry's at third, Matthew McDade at second, Drew Webb at first, and Kendall Ford, top of the order. He singled and was caught stealing in the first inning. He popped back to the mound in the second inning.
Quite the scenario here for your leadoff guy. Not usually someone that's in a multiple RBI scenario here. Only has 6 RBIs so far this season in the leadoff spot, but bases loaded here with only 1 down. He's got plenty of options.
First and third, even with the bag, both creeping in now, and he rips one, but it's going to go foul down into our bullpen. Jumped on the first pitch, but way out in front of it.
Does have 1 home run this season. By the way, he didn't have any home runs his entire collegiate career as he's kind of bounced around But he does have one here. It was at home. Just skirted over the wall.
We'll take a little base knock somewhere, find a hole, take the lead. The next pitch, there's a soft bouncer. Second baseman flips to short one. On the first two, a double play. And so the Wolves get out of it, and the Cougars strand the bases loaded, hit into a double play to get out of the inning for the Wolves. So nothing doing here. We played 4 innings at Ragsdale Field, Burger King Stadium. West Georgia 4, Columbus State 4. This is Cougar Sports TV.
A smile is the best thing you can wear. At Cook Dental Care, we have a smile for you. We believe in creating a dental experience for each patient that demonstrates kindness, professionalism, and knowledgeable service.
También tenemos un equipo bilingüe listo para ayudarle y cuidarle.
Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome.
Good morning.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
For your family's dental care, visit us at cookdentalcare.com or call 706-689-2905. Again, that number is 706-689-2905. I am Dr. Kathy Cook, and I'm the official dentist of CSU Athletics. At Cook Dental Care, we provide dental dentistry for the entire family.
Dr. Cook?
Yes.
You have a patient in room 3.
Okay, thank you.
While they're focused on success, we're focused on them. Because protecting college athletes doesn't only happen on the field. After the buzzer, it's about healthier student athletes. So we're reforming to meet their needs, investing in groundbreaking research, and changing the conversation around mental health.
Top of the 5th inning, Columbus State, West Georgia, all tied at 4 here in Columbus at Ragsdale Field, Burger King Stadium. First pitch swinging is Brady Barnes, and fouled it down the left field line against Trent Grantham, the second pitcher to work today for CSU. And the 0-1 is chopped towards second. Barry Fields throws, and he got him. 1 up and 1 down easily here in the 5th. Cougars wasted a golden opportunity in that 4th inning. And you hope that doesn't come back to bite you.
Now batting number 4, Brian Dansereau.
Here's Brian Dansereau, the second baseman. He doubled and scored in the 1st. He walked and scored in the 3rd. Pitch from Grantham, swing and a miss. 0-1.
That was the 13th double play, by the way, that the Cougars have hit into already this season. As you said, a squandered opportunity with only 1 down.
Next pitch misses, 1-1. Grantham kicks and fires. There's a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Former Columbus High Blue Devil kicks and fires, swing and a miss. Blew that one right by him, struck him out. So 2 up and 2 down easily here in the 5th inning. And we'll bring up the center fielder, Cade Marlowe. He's had quite the day already. A bunt single, stolen base, run scored in the 1st, a single, 2 stolen bases, and a run scored in the 3rd. And this time he swings and misses at a pitch down in the dirt inside, 0-1. Trent had him way out in front on that one. And the next pitch bounced toward Barry at second. One hopper throws the first, and he got him. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Trent Grantham and the Cougars. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's a 4-4 game on Cougar Sports TV.
Choosing the right college can be a challenge. Does it offer degrees suited to your career goals? Are emerging fields of study more your interest, like cybersecurity, gaming, or environmental science? What about extracurricular activities, such as campus life, study abroad, or honors? Are scholarships and financial assistance available? Columbus State University has always been one of the most affordable colleges in Georgia. Now it's also one of the fastest growing. When you ask the right questions, you'll find out why CSU should be.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro.
That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
A smile is the best thing you can wear. At Cook Dental Care, we have a smile for you. We believe in creating a dental experience for each patient that demonstrates kindness, professionalism, and knowledgeable service.
También tenemos un equipo bilingüe listo para ayudarle y cuidarle.
Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are
Garrett Kirkwood will lead it off here in the bottom of the fifth in a 4-4 game. Columbus State and West Georgia. Scott Miller along with Corey Aldis here on Cougar Sports TV. Garrett looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Shows bunt and fouls it back off of the catcher, Griffith. That one appears to have hurt.
It's not that often that you'll see that happen where the ball then bounces right back towards play. Garrett Kirkwood is so good at laying down some of those bunts. We've seen him do it. We saw him do it all last year. He's been able to do it so far this season as well. He's just so adept at laying it down, perfectly placing it, and finding a way to race down the first base line.
Out of Alberta, Canada. Third baseman in on the grass. The next pitch is swung on and hammered foul way out in front of that one. Behind in the count, 0-2 now. Garrett has flied to right both times up today. Takes the next pitch outside. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Boucher comes set in the 1-2 pitch. Right back to the mound, off his glove. He picks it up, throws low, and he's safe. He had plenty of time. He picked it up and threw it in the dirt.
A little bit of a rushed throw there, was offline. Maybe he was trying to recollect himself after he knocked that one little comebacker down.
Dropped right down in front of him at his feet. All he had to do was pick it up and make a good throw, and Garrett would have been out. But let's see if the Cougars can take advantage of that. Here's Robert Brooks with a fast man on to start the fifth. Breaking ball fouled straight down and came back up and hit Robert.
Those first base throws always seem to be the hardest for some pitchers to make. You mentioned speed on the base paths there with Kirkwood. Second on the team right now in stolen bases. He's got 6 of them so far.
Griffith made a great throw to catch Ford attempting the steal in the first inning. Pitch misses. 1-1. So let's see if Cougars put something on here. Hit and run maybe. Straight steal. Decent lead over there. Throw over the first, and he's back safely. Pretty good throw.
Right now, Kirkwood 9th overall inside the Peach Belt Conference with those 6 stolen bases.
Garrett gets his lead. There he goes. The 1-1 pitch is a strike. The catcher drops the ball. No throw. It got behind him, didn't do any damage after that, but Kirkwood with a stolen base.
That was a great jump over there on first base as he took off and was already racing over to second before that pitch was thrown. It's a play as Cougars in scoring position.
So a chance for Brooks to get a go-ahead run home here. Garrett dancing around out at second, and the pitch just misses low and away. Four game, bottom of the fifth. Cougars trying to retake the lead. Checks the runner at second. Second baseman cutting back in, throw back there, and Garrett back easily. Dancerou cut in behind him.
Brooks is a guy that just loves these type of scenarios and situations for the Cougars. Runner in scoring position, he's continually delivered for CSU.
Robert had a solo home run his last time up. Kirkwood gets his lead out at second again. And the pitch, fly ball off the end of the bat into center. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Garrett had to hold up to make sure that Marlowe couldn't get there. And he is stopped at third, and first and third now, and nobody out.
Boy, that one hung up there. It seemed like forever. I didn't think that one was ever going to end up dropping, and it finally came down before Marlowe was able to get to it.
Breaking ball right off the end of the bat. So the Cougars are really in business now, but last inning had the bases loaded and one out and hit into an inning-ending double play. Let's see what they can get done here with Frank Wager looking for his first hit of the day. Struck out swinging in the first, popped to the shortstop. He just missed a long home run, skied it a mile high down the right field line earlier, and the pitch is inside. 1-0.
Right now you're just saying anything in play. If you're Coach Appleton and the Cougars, just get anything in play. Give yourself an opportunity with Kirkwood at third.
Runners get their leads. The 1-0 pitch, reaching for that one, and fouled it back to the screen, 1-1. Well, coming on the heels of wasting a bases-loaded one-out opportunity in the last inning, you certainly want to cash in with something here in the very next inning. 4-4 game, bottom of the fifth, first and third for the Cougars, nobody out. And the pitch missed, 2-1. Good job by Frank there to lay off of that one. Kirkwood leads from third, Brooks from first. Wager digs in there, the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball a mile high down the right field line, twisting into foul territory. Right fielder drops it as it slams into the fence down there in foul territory. And Posey went as far as he could go. He actually got to the ball, but he slammed it to the fence about the same time and couldn't hold on to it. So Wager gets another life.
What a play that was about to be. You mentioned it. He got there just in time, but then slammed right into that fence.
Of course, had he caught the ball, then Kirkwood would have tagged and scored easily, so there is that. Find a hole somewhere, Frank. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. He loops it into right. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Just out of the diving reach of Dancerou, the second baseman. And Kirkwood scores easily, and the Cougars lead at 5-4. And indeed, Frank Wager found the hole just out of the reach of the second baseman.
That was about to be an incredible diving play by Dancerou. All the way out there in the grass. It just popped free. Even if he had made that grab, as you had mentioned, there's an opportunity there for Kirkwood to score. But regardless, Cougars reclaim the lead yet again.
And here's Dane Bullock. He also homered in the second inning. That's the first run that Frank got home here. First run of the game not brought home by a home run. A little bloop single. Check of Brooks out at second. And the pitch hits him. Caught his jersey just inside. So that will load the bases with nobody out.
Now batting number 14, Chase.
Got movement
Brown.
down there for West Georgia in their bullpen.
Here's Chase Brown with the Cougars up 5-4 and a chance to pile on even more here with the bases loaded and nobody out. Third baseman a step back of the bag. First baseman is a step inside the bag. Back at normal double play depth. Second and short. First pitch to Chase. Gets away from the, oh, it hit him. It hit Chase in the right around the foot, I guess, and that's an RBI, a hit batter with the bases loaded. A painful RBI as Chase limps down to first. And the Cougars have scored another and lead it 6-4.
All RBIs count the same, right? Brown picks up his 11th RBI this season. We still have bases loaded and no outs.
And Wes Boucher won't get to do anything about it. The Skit Fight has already made the call to the bullpen for West Georgia. We'll take this break for the pitching change. This is Cougar Sports TV.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Don't you worry, my child. Everything's gonna be just fine. Little darling, you keep on walking, 'cause I ain't never gonna leave your side.
As kids fall in love with sports, our universities are working every day to keep college sports safe. So you can watch them play with a little less worry and a little more joy.
As Division II student athletes, we are committed to being our best.
Division II National SAC is proud to partner with the Sports Science Institute to play a role in the cardiac safety and health of student athletes.
Although many student athletes with heart conditions live healthy, active lives, up to 10 NCAA student athletes die each year of sudden cardiac death during athletic activities.
The facts are that immediate delivery of CPR and AED saves lives, so everyone should be CPR and AED trained. Please join us in this important initiative. Make it yours.
So the new pitcher for the Wolves is Grayson McLeod. And he's 6'4", 200-pound right-handed senior out of Valdosta. He will face Grant Berry with the bases loaded, still nobody out. 2 runs are in. Grant was hit by a pitch his last time up. Back-to-back batters have been hit here in this inning. And the pitch misses outside, 1-0. So a throwing error on the pitcher to start the inning. Couple of singles, couple of hit batters. 2 runs in. Cougars up 6-4. The right-hander comes set, and the pitch, swing and a miss.
Certainly not the situation you want to see yourself in if you're McLeod coming in with the bases loaded. And so far this season, he's gone 8 1/3, but he's given up 15 runs.
There's a Cougar at every base. And the 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Wager's at third. Bullock's at second. Brown at first. And a count of 1-2 on Grant Berry. And still nobody out, 2 runs in. Cougars have scored twice here to break a tie. 6-4 lead. Grant digs in. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball and a beauty. Dropped right in there for a called strike 3 and out number 1.
That's quite the pitch thrown right there by McLeod. In a pressure situation, delivering that one that came around the strike zone, and Berry just stared at it.
Here's Matthew McDade. He singled in the second and walked in the fourth. So now McLeod has a chance to really do some damage control here. Cougars have already hit into a 1-out bases loaded double play. Did that in the last inning, as a matter of fact. And the pitch, another breaking ball and a beauty in there for a called strike. Big breaking ball again. Drew Webb waiting on deck. Matthew digs in there. McLeod comes set, and the 0-1 pitch. Fastball downstairs. And the count is even at 1-1. Frank Wager had a bloop single RBI. Chase Brown was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. Those are the 2 runs in the inning. Bases loaded and now 1 down. And a 1-1 pitch due Matthew McDade. 1-1 breaking ball, called strike 2 on the inside corner. I don't think Matthew thought much of that call. Thought maybe it stayed inside, maybe even a little high, but the guy behind the plate's the only one who counts, and he called it a strike, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Put it in play somewhere, Matthew. If you just hit it right at somebody, so be it, but put it in play somewhere. The 1-2 pitch fouled back to the screen, trying to get him after a couple of breaking balls, come back with a fastball upstairs. Did a nice job of fighting that off. So a ball and 2 strikes. McLeod gets the sign from Griffith. Runners lead from first, second, and third. And the 1-2 pitch popped him up on the infield. Second baseman Dancerou calling for it, and there is a big second out for Grayson McLeod.
It's an opportunity for the Cougars to really bust this game open, and West Georgia still trying to hang on for dear life. If they can get this third out, that's huge for the Wolves. Leave it at just 2 runs scored here for the Cougars when they loaded the bases with no outs.
Just be a big boost for them, and McLeod would be doing tremendous damage control, but Drew Webb can put an end to that. 2-run homer in the second inning, and he walked his last time up in the last inning. Breaking ball catches the outside corner for a called strike.
He's been going outside, inside. He's been catching all corners out there on the mound with that pitch.
So McLeod trying to work his way out of a huge mess. The 0-1 pitch, right back to the mound, up the middle, stopped by Dancerou at second, flips to short to second for the force for the out. A great play by Brian Dancerou, the second baseman, robbed Drew Webb of a hit and a couple of runs for the Cougars. So Cougars get 2 out of it, but waste a bigger scoring opportunity. And we have played 5, and CSU is on top 6-4. This is Cougar Sports TV.
It's not about where you were born. about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
We head to the sixth inning, Ragsdale Field, Burger King Stadium. Columbus State has now taken a 6-4 lead over the West Georgia Wolves. And Logan Taylor will lead it off for the Wolves. First pitch misses for ball one. And what a job that Grayson McLeod did. 2 runs had already scored. The bases were loaded and nobody out. There's a soft line drive for a base hit into left field. And getting over to cut it off, keep it from going into the corner. Getting back in, but a leadoff single here in the 6th. So here come the Wolves again.
You mentioned McLeod, a guy who's given up 11 hits in just 8 innings of work this season, and came in with the bases loaded and promptly got a strikeout, a pop out, and then nice little ground out on the fielder's choice to second base.
Here's Drew Haywood. He is 0 for 2, but this last ground out got in a run. And first pitch swinging, pops him up into shallow right field. Barry, the second baseman, drifting back, and Grant is under it for the first out of the inning. So 1 down here will bring up the right fielder, Nick Poski. Poski 0 for 2. He was a strikeout victim looking in the 3rd, and he grounded to 3rd in the 1st. So Logan Taylor gets his lead over at first. And the pitch is in there for a called strike. Trent Grantham, the second pitcher used by the Cougars today. Taylor gets his lead. The 0-1 fouled off at the plate, right off his foot, as a matter of fact.
You know, you had mentioned some of the missed opportunities for the Cougars, and talking with Coach Appleton, a lot of these post games that we've chatted, he loves to mention stringing together hits and doing it in a timely manner, and that's something that the Cougars have kind of let go by the wayside twice now in this game, because remember, they had opportunity in the 4th too when they hit into that double play to end the inning.
There's a soft liner down the right field line. Trouble if it's fair, and it is fair. Webb gets it into second. The throw there is not in time, and that's another double for the Wolves, and they've got 2nd and 3rd and 1 down, and coming back and threatening again. How many doubles is that now?
That's double number 5. They had 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. Tack another one on here in the 6th.
Here's Tucker Breen. He doubled in the 4th. And he lined to center his first time up. Breaking ball, hit the 3rd. McDade looks the runner back, throws to first, and he got him. And that's a big second out right there. First pitch swinging, and the 3rd baseman, Matthew McDade, was in on the grass, hit it right to him. 2 down.
You know what I love about that play? That's a freshman right there over at 3rd base. And he looked so calm and cool, looking at the runner, high IQ, making sure he wasn't taking off for home, and then he delivered a rifle over to first.
So 2 down now, and Dan Oberst. Breaking ball is in there for a called strike. Oberst, the DH, was the second guy that Trent faced in relief after giving up a leadoff double, and he got Oberst to hit into a line drive double play back to him. This time he lines it to right. gets 1 run home. Here comes the tying run to the plate, and it is a 2-out, 2-run single off the bat of Dan Oberst, and it's 6-6.
These Wolves are pesky. 2 in the first, 2 in the third, 2 in the sixth. Every time CSU finds a way to jump back out in front, they respond immediately.
So number 9 hitter Lane Griffith now. He's 1 for 2. And you guessed it, his one hit was a double. This one is popped foul over our heads and out of play. So again, neither side able to stand the prosperity here this afternoon. Cougars have someone up in their bullpen. The 0-1 pitch misses, and the count is even at 1-1. As this game goes along, the wasted opportunity in the 4th and the wasted opportunity in the 5th, even though we got a couple of runs, looming larger. The pitch misses, 2-1. Two-one pitch right back at us off of the facade of the roof of the stadium. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You had that one all the way, didn't you?
I was ready for it. I got your back.
When the young guy is in the booth, the young guy has to be in charge of protecting me. That's in the fine print. The 2-2 is rolled toward the shortstop. Ford off the heel of his glove, and everybody's safe. Just hit right off the heel of the glove and kicked away from him. So now the Wolves with a potential go-ahead run out at second base and 2 down. Back to the top of the order, Brady Barnes, the left fielder, looking for his first hit of the day. He's got a couple of strikeouts. There's an off-speed pitch in there for a called strike.
And now's the time where you need to pick up that 3rd strikeout of Barnes on the evening. 2 in his first 2 at-bats. Need one here.
2 swinging strikeouts, and then he had a weak ground ball to second, his 3rd time up. Fastball misses high and away. 1-1. Grantham looks in, gets a sign from Brooks, and the 1-1 pitch. There's a line drive, base hit into center field. Going to wave the runner to the plate. Here's the throw. It's cut off, and scoring standing up, and the Wolves have taken the lead 7-6. So Barnes gets his first hit of the day, and it drives in the 3rd run of the inning.
Barnes' 15th RBI this season actually leads the team. Kind of surprising when you're looking at your leadoff guy leading the team in RBIs, but makes it number 15 this season.
Here's Dancerou, and the first pitch in on his hands. He pops it up, and is going to drift out of play on top of the CSU dugout. Dancerou, the second baseman, with a double, scored a couple of runs and a walk, but he also saved a couple of runs with his defensive play in the bottom of the 5th inning. With the bases loaded and 2 outs, and it looked like Drew Webb might steer one up the middle to get a couple of runs home, and he made a diving stop and a flip to second to get the force. The 0-1 blew a fastball by him. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. 1-2. So the Wolves have hung a crooked number on the scoreboard to retake the lead, 7-6 in the sixth. First and second, and 2 down. The fastball just missed outside. Grantham back up on top. And the pitch fouled away over the roof of the stadium again. Griffith at second, Barnes at first. And the next pitch misses. And that runs the count full at 3-2. So with 2 outs, this will get the runners off and running from first and second. There they go, and the pitch is hammered but foul down into the CSU bullpen.
Yeah, Cougars catch a nice break right there. You mentioned you take off running here. The full count and 2 outs.
So the payoff pitch due again. Runners lead from first and second, and this one is steered just foul down the third base line. Just missed the bag there. Scoreboard still has 2-2. The umpires are making sure that both sides have known that it's a 3-2 count. 2 down, runners lead first and second. There they go again, and he fouls it away again. So Danceroo is doing a good job of making Grantham work here and fouling off pitch after pitch. The Wolves have scored 3 in the inning to retake the lead, 7-6 as we play in the top of the 6th. And here's the payoff pitch downstairs for ball 4.
What an effort right there, as you mentioned, by Danceroo. Fouling off all those pitches, just staying alive, and then he had the patience there to watch that pitch miss and draw the walk to load the bases. This is an inning that should have been over, but the error at shortstop for the Cougars has let this one continue on, and now the Cougars have to find a way to get out of it defensively.
And here comes Coach Greg Appleton, a slow walk from the dugout. Marlowe coming to the plate. He will be the 9th batter to come to the plate here in this inning, and that will be all for Trent Grantham. We'll take a break for the pitching change, and we'll come back. The West Georgia Wolves on top 7-6 and threatening to get more here in the 6th. This is Cougar Sports TV.
These are your teams, your players, your community of fans. This is where they play, where they practice, where you cheer. At every meet, every event, every game. Your community is passionate, dedicated, supportive. You know the tension of a close game and the thrill of the win. So while you're cheering, keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Opportunity to me means doing the things that will make you a better future. I always dreamed of graduating from college. So being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed was paying off. Having an athletic scholarship for the University of Mount Olive was key for my success. I had the opportunity to not only get an education, but be able to develop as an individual.
New pitcher for the Cougars is Alan Carter, the sophomore right-hander out of Duluth, making his second appearance of the season. His first was this past weekend. And Cade Marlowe will face him with the bases loaded and 2 down. 3 runs are already in. West Georgia leads it 7-6. And the first pitch strike from Alan Carter.
What a scenario to be thrust in if you're Alan Carter. Cade Marlowe at the plate, one of the best hitters on this team with the bases loaded.
2 for 3 today, Marlowe is, with 3 stolen bases. That was in his first 2 at-bats. The 0-1 pitch is ripped but foul into their bullpen. Look out down there. He almost picked off a teammate. He had to do the Greg Louganis dive to get out of the way of that bullet down there. But Allen is ahead in the count, 0-2. All right, be smart now here. You got an 0-2 count. Bases loaded, 2 down. And the 0-2 pitch, trying to get him to chase one way outside, laid off of it, 1-2. 3 are in the inning. Grantham should have been out of the inning with a couple of runs scored. The 1-2 pitch on the way is driven foul over their bullpen this time. Off-speed pitch that he was way out in front on. The count stays 1-2. He's had some really good swings. Digs in there from the left side of the plate. Slightly open stance. The 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And Carter pumps his fist as he comes off the mound. A huge strikeout there, and he leaves the bases loaded. But the Wolves pick up 3 in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. West Georgia 7, Columbus State 6. This is Cougar Sports TV.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
NCAA Teamworks is how the NCAA, member schools, student athletes, and corporate champions and partners actively engage in outreach efforts where national championships are played. Through initiatives such as NCAA Community 101 service learning projects, disaster relief efforts, youth clinics, backpack and school supply donations, and support of Special Olympics and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the NCAA and its partners work together to leave a lasting legacy in the community. For more information on NCAA Teamworks, go to ncaa.com/teamworks.
Well, the Cougars have to go back to work here in the bottom of the 6th, now trailing 7-6 after West Georgia put up 3 in the top of the inning. Top of the order for CSU. Kendall Ford leads it off and takes the first pitch high and inside. 1-0 from Grayson McLeod, who did a Houdini act in that 5th inning when he came in with the bases loaded, nobody out. A couple of runs already in, and he shut him down without anything else scoring. The pitch is fouled away.
Ford, one of the guys that had that missed opportunity for CSU. Remember, back in the bottom of the fourth, he's the one who hit into that double play to allow the Wolves to escape without letting any score for the Cougars.
Kendall is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Great speed. Need to get him on. Breaking ball misses outside. 2-1. Scott Miller and Corey Aldis here on Cougar Sports TV today from Ragsdale Field, Burger King Stadium. West Georgia leads at 7-6. We missed an extra point. Fastball inside corner, 2-2.
Hey, you know, it's football season all the time now that they have the new league out there.
That's exactly right.
Football never leaves us.
And big NFL week this week as well.
Wow, free agency. Everyone's breaking news out there left and right.
2-2 breaking ball caught the inside corner for a called third strike. This kid's got a good breaking ball.
It's been leaving the Cougars without any thought whatsoever out there in the batter's box.
Here's Garrett Kirkwood. He's 0 for 3, but he reached on an error in the 5th inning, stole a base, and scored a run. Cougars scored 2 in the 5th to take the lead, but then gave it right back up in the top of this inning. And first pitch swinging, fouled it back, 0-1. We have some help that's arrived in the broadcast booth over there, huh?
Yeah, I've got my little kid who's found his way into the booth. We should put the headset on him.
The 0-1 sharply hit. Second baseman Danceroo Fields, though, throws, and he got him. Didn't have to move far, just a stepper and a half or so toward the second base bag for out number 2.
Seems like anything that's been hit towards Danceroo, it's entered his glove no matter what.
Yeah, he made that huge play in the last inning to rob the Cougars of 2 runs at that point, and the inning would still be going. Here's Robert Brooks. He's had a good day. First pitch misses, 1-0. Robert walked in the first, solo home run in the third, and singled and scored a run in the 5th. Cougars down by a run. We play in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tried to check his swing, and they check with the first base umpire, and he says no swing.
Well, you'll gladly take that if you're the Cougars.
Didn't really give that emphatic sign down there with it, almost like we woke him up down there. The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Robert almost went down to one knee on that swing.
Looked like he was about to pop out of his cleats there. He gets the check swing the previous one, so he decides to go for it all.
Homered over the left center field fence, his second time up. The 2-1 pitch takes one downstairs, 3-1. Cleanup hitter Frank Wager waiting on deck. 2 down in the inning, though. See if Robert could get something going with 2 outs here. The 3-1 pitch on the way from McLeod is in there for a called strike. So that runs the count full on the Cougar catcher. McLeod, the long look in, has a sign he likes, kicks and fires. Ground ball, third baseman. Fields behind the bag, throws, and he got him. Haywood to Taylor. So nothing doing for the Cougars. 3 up and 3 down here in the bottom of the 6th. We played 6 innings at Ragsdale Field, Burger King Stadium, and West Georgia leading Columbus State 7-6. This is Cougar Sports TV.
My My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
7-6, Wolves in front of the Cougars as we head to the top of the 7th here on Cougar Sports TV. Coming to you on our YouTube channel. A little throwback here. Not only are we on YouTube, but I've got Scott Miller inside the booth with me here on Cougar Sports TV as Facebook down all across the world. I don't know if they've gotten it back up and running yet. I have not checked, but a little crazy when you have Facebook and Instagram go down. What does everyone do out there in the world?
Panic.
It's full-on panic mode for everyone. So we're on our YouTube channel doing a little throwback from where we were a couple of years ago. Sheridan Coy, the one out there right now for the Cougars. He's come out on the mound for CSU. Speaking of, I know I've mentioned it, I think like 3, almost 4 times now, about new walk-up music. This is the last one, I promise, that I'll mention. But Sheridan Coy also made a little switch in his walk-up music. So we'll see if Coy can get it done for the Cougars as that one is fouled back.
Well, after what he did in the on Championship Monday in the elimination game with his Houdini act in the regional last year.
You're saying he gets a free pass for whatever?
He can pick whatever he wants for the rest of his career.
The rest of your career. You mentioned it, the Houdini act, a moment that will go down in CSU baseball history. As I'll never forget the image of him leaping off the mound into the air, celebrating, running back to the dugout.
It was the bottom of the 10th in a 0-0 game. We had to beat Belmont Abbey twice. It was the first game. The bases were loaded, 2 out, and the conference player of the year at the plate.
You can't get a more clutch scenario than that.
Well,
and remember, they were the home team at the time.
That's right. They were the home team, and Sheridan made it turn out to be a much more clutch scenario because he ran the count to 3-0 on the guy. He got a called strike, then he got a swinging strike, and then he got a swinging strike 3 for the out to get out of the inning.
There's a leadoff walk there to put a runner on, and everyone will, at least non-Cougar fans, will talk about the first called strike that appeared to be a little bit not inside the strike zone there.
Well, let me just say that where I was up on the, on the hill behind first base under a big tent. I was in a different time zone than home plate, but I thought it was a great call by the umpire.
Hey, if you think it's a great call, it's a great call.
I just want to go on record as saying that it was a heck of a call. I didn't say it was a right call. I said it was a great call.
We'll take a great call any time of the day, and the Cougars needed it at that moment to keep their season alive.
Then exploded for 5 to win that, and then won the nightcap and on to the World Series.
On to carry North Carolina, a spot that they would love to find their way back to. 13-6 so far this season, but 4-2 inside the Peach Belt Conference, although obviously in talking with Coach Appleton, a disappointing series loss on the road against UNC Pembroke. And they're going to be on the road, as you had mentioned earlier, for a couple more as they'll take on Lander. That bunt laid down will move the runner over to second. Good job there by Haywood to move the runner over and bring Pawsky up to the plate. But they won't be back here at Ragsdale Field until March 22nd. So we'll have that series against Lander and then a road game against Albany State before we see him back here inside of conference play. Runner on second, one down. Breaking ball misses there, 1-0.
And if you're wondering about when we'll start the radio games, we normally would start with that series, the first conference home weekend series after basketball, but I have some family obligations in Atlanta that weekend, and so Corey is going to handle it on Cougar Sports TV himself. And then our first radio games, I'm going to go on the road down to Flagler at the end of the month, the very next weekend after USC Aiken.
So it looks like March 29th is the date to mark in your calendars. So we'll be back on the radio then.
Yeah, so we'll be do the games at Flagler. We'll do all of the remaining conference home games and the series at Georgia College toward the end of the season, April 26th, 27th, and 28th. Who knows? That could be a big one then.
Certainly could, although Georgia College has
struggled a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah, interesting start for Georgia College as that one's fouled off. They're 5-5 inside the Peach Belt Conference, but just 11-9 overall on the season. It's been a couple of slow starts for some of the teams up there inside the Peach Belt Conference that you see normally kind of hang out near the top of the standings. 2-2 the count, one down, runner on second, just missing there to make it a full count.
You mentioned that USC Aiken will be in here in a couple of weekends. My goodness, maybe most of you have seen the story. Their bus caught fire Sunday night coming back from North Georgia. Destroyed the bus.
That was a scary scene. It went viral on Twitter, and I honestly didn't know it was USC Aiken until I was reading further along because I saw a bunch of people tweeting it. And obviously it was extremely scary and a frightening video to watch with the whole bus on fire, and then come to find out it was USC Aiken.
I did the same thing, Corey. I was coming back on the Columbus State women's basketball bus from Augusta, and I saw somebody had posted as we were getting close to home. I saw somebody had posted that, and I said, man, that's scary looking right there, but I didn't look into it. And then I didn't know until the next morning when I got up and was looking at the feed a little closer that it was USC Aiken. Most of their equipment destroyed.
That one popped up as Kendall Ford was backtracking, but Bullock's going to be there in left field for the out. Yeah, so the story goes that for USC Aiken, their head coach Kenny Thomas was trailing the bus, following with his wife in the car, and they noticed that something all of a sudden caught fire as the bus was driving. So he calls one of the assistants inside, letting them know that, hey, you need to pull over immediately and get off. And then all of a sudden, obviously, it escalated after that. So it was really good to have the head coach there right behind trailing to be able to notice that and get out in front of it before, obviously, it could have turned into something disastrous.
Well, I did not know that part of the story. That is a great break there for them. My goodness, if Kenny had not been behind him, could have been a horrible story.
Called strike there as Corey delivers that pitch. Still only one out. Runners on first and second. Cougars still down by 1 run. Yeah, luckily no one hurt there. But as you mentioned, the equipment having to replace a lot of things as Corey's going to get the strikeout there. Well, that was actually the third out for the Cougars. So strand 2 runners on the base paths. As the Cougars get out of it, we'll see if their bats can get a run back to try to tie things up here as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
A smile is the best thing you can wear. At Cook Dental Care, we have a smile for you. We believe in creating a dental experience for each patient that demonstrates kindness, professionalism, and knowledgeable service.
También tenemos un equipo bilingüe listo para ayudarle y cuidarle.
Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome.
Good morning. Hi. How are you doing today?
For your family's dental care, visit us at cookdentalcare.com or call 706-689-2905. Again, that number is 706-689-2905. I am Dr. Kathy Cook, and I'm the official dentist of CSU Athletics. At Cook Dental Care, we provide dental dentistry for the entire family.
Dr. Cook?
Yes.
You have a patient in room 3.
Okay, thank you.
While they're focused on success, we're focused on them. Because protecting college athletes doesn't only happen on the field. After the buzzer, it's about healthier student athletes. So we're reforming to meet their needs, investing in groundbreaking research, and changing the conversation around mental health. We're working hard to protect college athletes because prioritizing their well-being creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity. Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
So Sheridan Corey gets the big strikeout for the Cougars out there on the mound as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Frank Wager, the one to lead things off here for CSU. He looks at a strike to start this at bat.
Sheridan got that strikeout thing down, doesn't he?
Certainly does.
End an inning.
Coach Appleton has been bringing him out all this season in very similar scenarios, as we were talking about in the regional, scenarios where he's had to come up with one big out, strand runners on the base paths. He's that guy that he goes to in a lot of these clutch, high-pressure scenarios to get an out, and he finds ways to deliver for CSU on the mound. Wager not happy with that called strike there to put him behind 1-2.
As you said, that will be one of the images I will always remember, him just leaping off of that mound and leaping toward the dugout when he got that strikeout last year.
Wager into left field for a base knock. Great start to the bottom of the 7th here for the Cougars. It's your heart of the lineup for CSU. They got the Wager base hit, and now you've got Bullock and then Chase Brown on deck. This is your opportunity here if you're CSU.
A righty and a lefty getting loose in the Wolves bullpen. Grayson McLeod has been outstanding since coming on in the 5th inning.
And what a bounce back for McLeod, because he had a 16.2 ERA as that one hit into left field. Stay fair. Off the pole it goes. A 2-run shot. Cougars in front. Dane Bullock for the 2nd time today.
Hit the foul pole. I was trying to put a little Carlton Fisk magic on that one, leaning back in. Man.
Wave it, wave it.
Now batting number 14.
Cougars do it again. They jump back in front of the Wolves. Now 8-7. It's been a home run party here at Ragsdale Field today.
4 home runs and 6 of the 8 runs driven in by the long ball.
Dane Bullock grabbing now his 6th home run this season. Twice as nice. 2 times today. Chase Brown, the 1-0 pitch, catches the outside there, 1-1. Called strike there as Chase Brown will have to head back to the dugout, so he looks at a couple of strikes. As as the Wolves pick up a strikeout to bring Berry to the plate.
Now batting number 10, Grant Berry.
Well, Dane Bullock showed some power playing down at Gordon State Junior College. Hit 7 home runs last year. He's already almost equaled that so far this season, and this is an early season so far for CSU, 20 games deep. He's got 6 home runs. What an addition to this Cougar lineup that Bullock's been. So I remember talking with Perez Knowles earlier this season, whom, by the way, back out there in some spring training. We wish Perez the best of luck. Former Cougar here.
Talk about that regional. What a game he had. The second game, it was against the home team. Complete game, threw over 150 pitches.
Unbelievable. And
North Greenville had a potential winning run at the plate with 2 out in the ninth and a pop-up in foul territory, and Gunnar Drennan grabbed it right in front of the restraining fence for the 3rd out.
Perez was such a big-time player, as you mentioned, for the Cougars. He went on and on in a lengthy discussion with me about Dane Bullock and his swing and his ability at the plate and how he thinks that Bullock is going to be a big difference maker for the Cougars. And this was early on in the season, and you can see it start to come to fruition already for CSU. He's been a big bat in the heart of the lineup for the Cougars. Berry's got a full count, 1 down, bases empty. Wolves now trailing by 1. Payoff there, got him. Back-to-back strikeouts. A couple of strikeouts that West Georgia needed after giving up that home run to Bullock. McLeod's been wonderful out there on the mound. Really, he just had that one mistake that Bullock sent out of here in a hurry. But he's racked up 4 strikeouts in 2 2/3 of relief. 2 down, bases empty. The freshman back up there in McDade. The 0-1 pitch inside on him, 1-1.
McLeod, 6'4", 200-pounder. Got the good frame.
That's some size out there on the mound. The 1-1 got him swinging 1-2. That home run by Bullock was the 3rd home run that McLeod has given up this season. One and 2 the count, 2 down, bases empty here for McDade. He fouls that one off. So it was a 2-0 lead, and the Cougars responded with 3 in the second to take the lead back. The Wolves decided to respond in the top of the 3rd to reclaim the lead. CSU responded in the bottom frame of that inning to tie it up, and then eventually took the lead. And then, all of a sudden, the Wolves, half an inning later, put up a 3 spot in the top of the 6th to retake the lead, and it's just been back and forth, as the Cougars responded here with 2 off of that Bullock home run to reclaim the lead. I have a feeling we're not done yet.
If I had to bet, I would say no. Not sure that 8 will be enough.
8-7, the slimmest of leads here for the Cougars. The 1-2 again spoiled away. 10 hits apiece for these 2 teams. A combined 15 runs. Cougars have been in quite a number of high-scoring games already, but they usually come out on top. They've had 3 11-10 wins this season. That one fouled off again. 2 of them in that unbelievable and thrilling St. Leo series where the Cougars pulled 3 comebacks in a row. And then they had an 11-10 comeback win against Rollins 1 series later on February 24th when they swept Rollins. Those 11-10 games were in the middle of that 10-game winning streak for CSU as McDade got underneath that one, skied it high, out there into left field, and how about the shortstop, Breen, making a long-distance run, giving a dive at it, but couldn't get there in time.
Really nice at bat by McDade. See if he can make it pay off.
Well, remember back in the bottom of the second when McDade had that good at bat and he ended up coming up with a single. That was with 2 outs. And then Webb delivered with the 2-run home run for CSU, part of that 3-run inning, which gave him the lead. McDade into left field, but that one looks like it's going to track foul. So he'll have to trot back to home plate, but boy, he got a hold of that one.
Yeah, the distance, didn't he? He just pulled it foul over the batting cages down there.
He does have 1 home run this season. The freshman hit it here at home. 2-time freshman player of the week inside the Peach Belt Conference. He's already won it twice this season. 1-2 called, strike on the outside. McLeod racking up the strikeouts after giving up that 2-run home run. He strikes out the side there, but damage was done. Cougars in front by 1 here on Cougar Sports TV.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Back and forth we've gone here at Ragsdale Field, but the Cougars are the ones who have jumped back in front, up 8-7 as we enter the top of the 8th. This is a non-conference game against West Georgia. Cougars will be back in action this upcoming weekend. So make sure you follow CSU Cougars on social media, at CSU Cougars on Twitter, facebook.com/CSU Cougars. Whenever they get Facebook back up and running, I assume maybe they've gotten it up by now. It went down earlier today, but you can catch all the action, the live stats, and the videos. They'll be on the road to take on Lander in a 3-game conference series Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Corey back out there for the Cougars.
Back many years ago, there was a popular television show called 8 is Enough. We'll see if Sheridan can make it 8 enough here today.
8 is enough.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say that I'm a little bit older than most people that I work with around here, but you date me a little bit more.
You've met your match with me, buddy.
Met your match. 8 is, I've never even heard of that. 8 is enough. I mean, how long ago are we talking about there? That doesn't even ring a bell for me.
It was in color.
Okay. Full count pitch, walks the leadoff guy. Back when we had the antennas on the TV.
That's for sure, yes.
Yeah, the 10 foil up there to make sure that you got right coverage. Just get it in the perfect spot or else it was going to be a little fuzzy. Coach Appleton walking on out to the mound, and it looks like that's going to be it for Coy. So runner over on first base. We'll take a quick break here on Cougar Sports TV. A pitching change for the Cougars.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
It's more than a whistle or a call. We're committed to giving college athletes a fair shot, on and off the field. Covering the full cost of attendance, because college costs go beyond tuition. Keeping dreams on track, regardless of performance or injury, and creating equal opportunities and inclusive environments. It's about respecting college athletes and prioritizing fairness to build a pathway to lifelong opportunity.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Devin Dudall, the one out there for CSU, as Sheridan Coy goes back to the dugout. Dudall, the sophomore, originally from Sterling Heights, Michigan, will make his 13th appearance this season. By the way, Dudall actually leads the entire conference in appearances so far this season, and I mentioned that to Coach Appleton the other day because it's been that way now for over a week, and said, oh, I didn't realize I bring him in that often, but he's continually out there for the Cougars. 13th appearance for him this season, and this is only the 20th game for CSU.
8 is Enough, television show from 1977 to 1981. What do you mean,
1970, well, you started with the 7 there. 77 to win?
77 to 81. The series followed the trials and tribulations of the Bradford Brood.
So we went from the Bradford Brood to the Brady Bunch. That one hit into center field. Kirkwood trotting backwards, and he's going to make the grab on the run as he neared the warning track in the wall. Dudall has continually come in for the Cougars in these end-of-game scenarios. He's kind of been one of the closers out there for CSU this season. 4 saves on the year. He's got a 2.12 ERA this season, and he is a big strikeout guy. 17 strikeouts already this season. Dancer, the guy who's been making defensive plays for the Wolves today, up there at the plate. One for 2 with a couple of runs. He's drawn a couple of walks. Right now he's got a runner over on first base with 1 down. Dudall, the 1-1 pitch. That one chopped foul. So Dudall is going to have to face the heavy hitters here for the Wolves because Marlowe's the one on deck and Taylor to follow. These 3 have all had big days for West Georgia today. 2 hits apiece for Marlowe and Taylor if it gets there. 1-2 pitch goes off the back there of Dancerou, and old Dudall's now put runners on first and second after hitting Dancerou with Marlowe coming up.
Now batting number 10, Cade
A 2-for-4 day with 2 runs and 3 stolen bases for Marlowe as he steps up to the plate. But remember, in his last at-bat, he stranded those runners. The Cougars got a huge strikeout. They could really use a Marlowe strikeout right here. First pitch swinging, and that one's hit into left field. They decide to hold the runner on third base, which is going to load the bases. Still only 1 out. Well, you said, unlike the TV show, 8 probably was not going to be enough. And right now, the Wolves, bases loaded with only 1 out, and they have their first baseman, Logan Taylor, stepping up.
Well, the Wolves got out of a bases-loaded 1-out situation earlier in the game with a double play. Let's see if the Cougars can do the same thing.
Need it right here. 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs for Taylor. He's led the way for the Wolves in this one. Leads the team, by the way, in total RBIs this season with 16 of them. Called strike there to even the count at 1-1. Taylor, the right-handed hitter from Roanoke, Alabama, looks at a called strike. Big pitch there from Dudall. They need another strike. 1-2 the count, 1 down. Boy, that one was staying inside, but Taylor went after it and fouled it off. Bases loaded. Griffith the one over on third base as that one's fouled back. Griffith on third, Dancereau on second, Marlowe the one on first.
Wager is in front of the bag at first. McDade is a step back of the bag, now creeping in. They could come home if it was hit to them.
Yeah, Cougars could use the force out at the plate. 2-2 now the count. Dudall on the 2-2 pitch. Got him, ring him up. Called third strike. It was a big one there as Taylor puts his head down and walks back to the dugout.
Big strikeout there.
Now a much better scenario as the Cougars need just one more out.
You really have to be careful here. You see it so often in baseball, situation like this with 1 out. You get that big second out, and it's a little human nature just to relax just a little bit, and you'll get hurt with 2 outs. You see it a lot.
Dudall first pitch, called strike right down the pipe. Yeah, no time to relax here for the Cougars. Sheridan Coy got pulled after he issued the leadoff walk to Griffith. Dudall came in, got Barnes to fly out into center field, but then hit Dancereau and gave up a single to Marlowe before that strikeout from Taylor. Oh, 0-2, way ahead in the count. 2 down, bases loaded. Haywood just staying alive.
Way out in front of it, but just got a piece of it, enough to get another hack.
Well, you know this guy at the plate is looking for a big hit here. This is a guy that played his high school ball over at Northside. It's right down the road, the Columbus, Georgia product. He was actually an all-bi-city player for Northside. Coming back home here to Columbus. 0-2, the count. Got him swinging on an inside low pitch. Dudall delivers for the Cougars. Back-to-back strikeouts. They get out of the jam. We head to the bottom of the 8th.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
As Division II student athletes, we are committed to being our best.
Division II National SAC is proud to partner with the Sports Science Institute to play a role in the cardiac safety and health of student athletes.
Although many student athletes with heart conditions live healthy, active lives, up to 10 NCAA student athletes die each year of sudden cardiac death during athletic activities.
The facts are that immediate delivery of CPR and AED saves lives, so everyone should be CPR and AED trained. Please join us in this important initiative. Make it yours.
Eight to 7 the score. Cougars in front, and they got two huge strikeouts with Dudall out there on the mound. Straining the bases loaded. You mentioned it as he loaded the bases, that the Cougars unfortunately weren't able to deliver when they had bases loaded and only one out. So tick for tack. Cougars get it right back with Dudall getting out of the jam. Drew Webb will be the one to lead things off here for CSU, but they will head to the top of the ninth regardless with at least a one-run lead. And presumably should be Dudall coming back out there for the Cougars to try and pick up his fifth save of the season.
Well, the kid from Michigan clutch with those two strikeouts. We've had, and it's been several years, back in the 80s, we had several kids from Michigan that great players, one of them in the Hall of Fame.
Webb way ahead in the count, 3-0. As that pitch just catches the corner there, 3-1. Yeah, a lot of the team loves having Dudall, and I've heard it from numerous players how funny of a guy he is, and a guy that just kind of comes from the middle of nowhere of Michigan, as you see Webb swinging there, and he just is a real fun and interesting character to have on the team, and not normally someone that you'll have coming all the way up from Michigan. Three-two pitch missed outside, and the Cougars get a leadoff walk as Webb will trot on over to first.
Need some insurance here.
Now batting number 2, Kendall Ford.
Certainly do, and the Cougars have one on the base paths right now. New pitcher out there for the Wolves is Ryan Parker, the junior from Ackworth, Georgia, has come on out for West Georgia. 6.00 ERA this season as he makes his 7th appearance. He's been a starter all season long for West Georgia. This is actually the first time that he's come out of the bullpen in relief for the Wolves this season. Made 6 appearances with 6 starts. Ford tried to lay down the bunt, and he popped it up. And a heads-up play there by Parker to race over and make the grab on the first base line for the first out. So the sacrifice bunt unsuccessful there for the Cougars.
Now batting number 7, Gary Kirkwood.
That'll bring Garrett Kirkwood to the plate. Scored one of the 8 runs for CSU today. Webb over there on first base. A guy that's had some tough luck. 0 for 2 so far on stolen base attempts. Remember both of them being here at home. So he hasn't been able to pick up that stolen base yet this season after he grabbed 16 of them last year.
We're talking about Dudall being from Michigan, and I mentioned the great players that we had back in the 80s from Michigan. The best of the bunch, Hall of Famer for us, All-American outfielder that led the Cougars to their first World Series back in 1984, Philip Mopah. Hall of Fame class 2010.
Michigan coming through in the clutch for the Cougars.
World Series that year was in Riverside, California, a suburb of Los Angeles. That was interesting.
Riverside.
That was interesting.
Kirkwood lofts one into right field. It looks like he just got underneath it, not quite to the warning track. That'll be the second out. So you're saying just a little bit different of a scenario than where it's held at now?
A little bit. It was, it got lost in the metropolitan Los Angeles community. Let's put it that way.
Now batting number 19, Robert Brooks.
Yeah, nice weather, though, out there in California.
Well, it was interesting. Of course, that was Coach Ragsdale's final year, as a matter of fact. And, of course, Ragsdale Field, named after Coach Charles Ragsdale, started the baseball program. We were there on the first day for practice, and it was very foggy and smoggy. And the second day, game day, it was a beautiful, clear day, and we got to the ballpark and noticed there was a mountain range behind the fence that we didn't see the day before.
Oh, wow, surprise. There's mountains out there. That one flied out into right field for the third out, so they get the walk but can't do anything with it. Dudall is going to have to come back here in the top of the ninth. Cougars hanging on to the one-run lead.
Choosing the right college can be a challenge. Does it offer degrees suited to your career goals? Are emerging fields of study more your interest, like cybersecurity, gaming, or environmental science? What about extracurricular activities, such as campus life, study abroad, or honors? Are scholarships and financial assistance available? Columbus State University has always been one of the most affordable colleges in Georgia. Now it's also one of the fastest growing. When you ask the right questions, you'll find out why CSU should be.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% will go pro. That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
A smile is the best thing you can wear. At Cook Dental Care, we have a smile for you. We believe in creating a dental experience for each patient that demonstrates kindness, professionalism, and knowledgeable service.
También tenemos un equipo bilingüe listo para ayudarle y cuidarle.
Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome.
Good morning.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
For your family's dental care, visit us at cookdentalcare.com or call 706-689-2905. Again, that number is 706-689-2905. I am Dr. Kathy Cook, and I'm
Dudall, the one back out there for the Cougars, as they are 3 outs away from picking up their 14th win this season. They are clinging right now to that one-run lead. This has been a back-and-forth game all afternoon into the night here in Columbus, Georgia. As it was West Georgia, the team that jumped out in front for CSU responded, and then they went back and forth until finally the Cougars recaptured the 8-7 lead in the bottom of the 7th. And that's where it's been as we head here to the top of the 9th. Polsky, the one at the plate for West Georgia to lead things off. Breen to follow, Oberst right after. It's the 6, 7, and 8 hole hitters here for West Georgia in the top of the 9th. Dudall in a 1-2 count. That pitch got him swinging. Another strikeout for Dudall. That's his 3rd straight strikeout.
I get the feeling that Devin would be a fan of that late 70s sitcom 8 is Enough. Let's See if he can put his mark on that one.
We need that 8 is enough right here. I told you that it wasn't going to be enough. I should have had maybe a little bit more faith. But we'll see. Cougars need 2 more outs, though. Breen the one up at the plate now as he looks at a ball to start this at-bat. Breen hitting just 197 this season. Not a big power hitter for the Wolves. Only 2 extra base hits all season. Two and 0 the count. Bases empty, 1 down. Breen looks at a strike outside, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch, fouled there, 2-2. Again, Dudall has worked himself to a count where he can pick up another strikeout. Had 17 coming into this game on the year. With his back-to-back-to-back strikeouts, it puts him at 20. The 2-2 pitch, check swing. Boy, is there no appeal? No, it doesn't even need to be. It just took a little while for the home plate umpire there to signal anything. I don't know if they were waiting for the ball to get picked up there, but called third strike. They say ring him up as he went around there. 4 in a row for Dudall, and he is 1 out away and gets a first pitch swing there from Oberst. Dudall doing work out there on the mound for CSU. Just missed there to make it 1-1.
Trying to slam the door shut with some authority.
It really is. He's firing them down the pipe right now. 1-1 the count. 2 down, bases empty. 1-2. 1 more strike to go. Dudall, 4 strikeouts in a row. Can he make it 5 as that one is fouled off with Oberst staying alive? One and 2 the count, 2 down. Dudall looking for the strikeout here, and again, spoiled off by Oberst.
He had a 2-run single back in that 3-run 6th inning that put them on top at the time.
Came through with that big hit, but then struck out in his next at-bat. Dudall, the 1-2, again, just staying alive. Oberst refusing to go down. The junior from Largo, Florida. Count still 1-2. Dudall just wants to put an end to this thing.
I'm with him.
Base is empty, 2 down. He's got 4 strikeouts in a row. The 1-2 pitch. Another. Fouled off. It's, I believe, 4 in a row now that he's sent out of play. He's finding a way to stay alive. 1-2 the count. Dudall delivers, went off speed this time, and still Oberst fouls it back.
Went down to his knee on that swing.
He's trying to switch everything up.
Yeah, and I think his coach is going to call him down now just to give him a breather, quite frankly, because he's just been fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch.
It's a great at-bat here with the 6'2", 200-pound junior Oberst at the plate. So here we go again. 1-2 the count, 2 down, bases empty. Cougars looking for their 14th win this season. Dudall looking for his 5th save this year. The 1-2 pitch. Misses there, 2-2. Dudall shaking off a couple of pitches there. 2-2 the count, 2 down. He delivers, got him swinging. 5 strikeouts in a row for Dudall. Cougars pick up their 14th win this season.
How about that performance from Devin Dudall coming in and slamming the door shut in the last 2 innings after the home run ball on the offensive side put the Cougars in the win column today.
You mentioned it, Devin Dudall coming in and delivering for the Cougars in the clutch. 5 strikeouts there for CSU. He went 2 innings, only gave up 1 hit. He'll pick up the save. The Cougars now 14-6 on the season, thanks to the power long ball here in this one. Home run after home run for the Cougars. Dane Bullock had a couple of them. Robert Brooks and Drew Webb getting in on the party as well, as the Cougars improve to 14-6. They'll be on the road to take on Lander in a conference showdown this weekend. Again, make sure you follow at CSU Cougars on Twitter and Facebook.com/CSU Cougars so you can catch all the live stats and video of that conference series. Scott, it's been awesome having you up here in the booth. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Always good to have a nice little throwback. And we were also on YouTube as well. It was a shout out. 8 was enough.
8 was enough, and it was my pleasure, my friend. We're unbeaten as a team.
I like where this is headed right now. 8 got it done. We appreciate Scott joining us here on Cougar Sports TV. For our cameraman, our producer, and for our statistician, for everyone here at the ballpark, I'm Corey Aldis. Your final score, Cougars win this one 8-7. We'll see y'all on the road this upcoming weekend at Lander.